For much of this week, international investors have been coming to Tashkent to hear what opportunities Uzbekistan has to offer. But at this meeting, the conversation moved into the opposite direction. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev met representatives of major international companies, banks, financial institutions, and development lenders, inviting them to explain what still needs to change to make investing in Uzbekistan easier.
I was very privileged to attend a meeting with the president this morning, and his closing comment was, "We're not going back." But we've now had many years of evidence. All that progress is moving in one direction, and the reform agenda and the discipline of the regulatory changes are all moving in the same direction.
According to the president, proposals put forward through the Foreign Investors Councils have already contributed to changes in tax legislation, financial regulation, and reporting requirements for foreign companies. The council itself has grown from 54 to 85 member companies and now brings together investors active across 23 sectors of the economy. Ahead of this year's meeting, foreign investors submitted 120 new proposals covering areas including banking, energy, corporate governance, artificial intelligence, and the digital economy. Uzbek authorities say the recommendations will now be incorporated into a formal roadmap, with progress monitored by the government.
One thing is most of complaints which are coming that this is often changing legislation. The second extremely important issue, this is the rule of law. This is also what was mentioned by the President Mirziyoyev about the new Tashkent International Financial Center, and also having a completely independent judiciary, which would then ensure that investors feel protected, being protected by the law.
New agreements were also signed between the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development and the Uzbek government. During a meeting between President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and EBRD's president, Odel Renaud Basso, the agreements cover sustainable transport, railway digitalization, entrepreneurship, housing finance, and support for the country's startup ecosystem. Meanwhile, the third day of the Tashkent International Investment Forum featured discussions on privatization, capital market reforms, artificial intelligence, digital governance, and innovation as key drivers of future investment and economic growth.
There is going to be a load of opportunity for nations in the services and applications space. I think, so again, some of the core areas which nations will be looking at will be, healthcare, education, financial services, all the kind of the traditional bits of where AI can actually improve those quite dramatically.
As Uzbekistan seeks to attract more international capital, officials argue that investment is no longer only about financing new projects. It's also about giving investors a greater role in shaping the business environment they operate in. Dilbar Primova, Euronews, Tashkent.